Hi, Dave Asher here. I'm the director of the Reno-Sparks Local Business Co-Op and Green Business Chamber of Commerce. I've been leading the Buy Local campaign in the Reno-Sparks area for the last couple of years. I want to share with you how Buy Local equals jobs. Here we go. This is you. And you're happy. Why? Because you're going to buy some stuff. You've got some money to spend. You're not going to pay a bill. You're going to go out and make a purchase. You're going to buy something. Well, where does that money go? What are your choices? Let's take a look. You've got the locally owned independent business. Let's call that mom and pop. You've got the locally owned franchise. Well, one of them has the golden arches. You've got the located locally chain store. We know what the WM stands for, or you might be shopping online out of state. www. Let's take a look at where that money goes when you spend it. Send some money to the locally owned independent. That product or service that you are getting from that locally owned independent came from 10 to 15 other locally owned businesses. They support other local businesses to help you get what you need when you make a purchase from them. Maybe their main product line comes in from out of the area. The rest of their services and goods come from other local businesses to help support that business. Now the franchises, everything comes in on a truck from the franchise purchase department. Corporate America has everything come in from their purchase department for Corporate America. And shopping online out of state, those goods and supplies come in on the UPS truck or the FedEx truck. So you can see how this supports other local businesses when you're supporting mom and pop. Now let's take a look at where the profits go. Profits from the locally owned independent business are reinvested back into the local economy, and that money changes hands 2 to 4 times. That's called the local economic multiplier. Franchises have franchise royalties that leave the area. Corporate America has corporate profits that leave the area, and of course shopping online out of state, all of the money leaves the area. Now let's take a look at what else happens. Yeah, the local mom and pop, they've got employees. The locally owned franchise, they've got employees. The local chain store employs a lot of people. Oops, shopping online out of state, no local jobs. What else happens when you spend your money? Typically, the local owned business will have to collect sales tax. So here's some money here for this, the sales tax. Well, the franchises, they collect the sales tax. The local chain stores, they collect the sales tax. Typically, more often than not, a few of them are voluntarily collecting, but there's no sales tax more often than not shopping online out of state. So look at what we have. Local jobs, local employees, local profits, local tax. Same thing here, employees tax, no employees, no tax. So think about that before you click. When you shop online out of state, what are you doing for your community? You're cutting off employees and the tax. We need the sales tax that supports the schools and the libraries, the parks, the roads, the police, and the fire. Right now they're all hurting. What else happens when you spend your money here? Well, mom and pop, they're locally owned. They have a house. That house pays property taxes. That goes back into the local economy. Locally owned franchise. They live here locally. Property taxes going back into the local economy. Chain store, they're not located here. Shopping online, they're not located here. This is the advantage of shopping at locally owned independents or shopping at located locally businesses before you shop online out of state. What can happen if we all do this? If we all shop local when possible, choose local first. Go to the franchise, go to the chain store before you shop online out of state. If we all shop at locally owned independents whenever possible, we will create in the Reno-Sparks area $350 million staying in our local economy. That leads to 2,500 plus new jobs created when this money is reinvested back in the local economy. Where does this money come from? It's leaving right now in the form of profits and franchise royalties. We just want to take some of this and have it reinvested back into our local economy, back into $350 million, back to create the 2,500 new jobs every year. If we all do this, when we're going to go spend something, that dollar is in your hand, that check, that credit card. If you stop and think about it before you spend it, can you move it to a local business? This will create the $350 million. How do you find who's locally owned? Well, at buylocalrenosparks.com, I've amassed a directory of 2,000 locally owned businesses listed by category. Go there, pick the category that you're needing to find somebody in, see if you can shift from where you were going to go to the non-local, from the non-locally owned business to the locally owned business, and help create this. At the Reno-Sparks Local Business Co-op, we are promoting B2B to also make this happen, to make sure business owners are supporting other local business owners to support their business. Make sure they're not shopping online when possible, or shopping at the chain stores when possible. See if you can support another locally owned business. This is the B2B campaign that we have with the Reno-Sparks Local Business Co-op. We are a group of local businesses. We provide many, many, many benefits for joining the Reno-Sparks Local Business Co-op. The first thing you get is a website designed to master your presence on the internet. Every locally owned business will get one of these. We're also putting these posters in the window of every locally owned business for free, so you can identify them from the road. Oh look, that's a locally owned business. I'm going to shift there. I was on my way to that coffee shop. You know which one. You're going to go to the local coffee shop because you saw the sign in the window that reminded you to support local. Why? Because this will create $350 million, 2,500 jobs in our local economy. We can take charge of this. We can turn this around. We don't need any politicians. We don't need any new laws, new legislation, or new taxes. This is you adjusting where you're going to spend the money you were already going to spend. This is our economy. This is our community. And I know that with the intelligence that my neighbors have, we can all do this together. Remember, buy local, Reno-Sparks.com, supported by the Reno-Sparks Local Business Co-op. Thank you.